Welcome back to ICRS 2014 in Atlanta. We have Mr. Daniel Lusko. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. Nice to be here. Thank you.
Good to have you here, brother. We're going to talk about your movie in just a minute, but just tell us, everybody, just a little bit about yourself and your faith and everything.
Sure. Well, I started on Persecuted about 6 years ago.
Okay.
And I've grown up myself in a pastor's home. I'm a pastor's kid. And
Oh, you're PK, I'm PK, so
Are you?
it's all good. It's all good.
Black sheep, huh?
Yeah.
I started making movies in about 12 years ago.
Okay.
Professionally, and I made several documentaries. This is my third feature film, but this is one that I've spent several years in the making.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And so, along with this, you wrote it, you directed, you produced it. That's a lot of things.
Well, I'm a director first, and this is a film that means a lot. The story means a lot, and so taking the last 5 years to write it, it was a commitment that I made because I wanted to get this story right. It's real important to me. It's about a man who stands up for what he believes and against a powerful institution and a government that tries to silence him, and it's about that battle, and so it was quite a journey to make.
Now, I've seen the trailer. It looks pretty good.
Yeah.
There's some well-known actors in there, and that's pretty nice.
People have said that they feel like they've never seen a faith-based movie with this level of acting, cinematography, and storytelling, and they liken it to Alfred Hitchcock's work. But really, what's deeper and more significant is that I think that this is. Deals with some timely themes, as we've seen a lot of concerns around the world about religious freedom and freedom of conscience.
Man, that's good. Now, how long did it take you to shoot this?
It took about a month.
A month, that's it?
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, it was a tight schedule, but we had an incredible team, a lot of the experienced film professionals, and people have kind of got that House of Cards, Breaking Bad, political thriller vibe, and just incredible actors. I'm grateful to have the team we do.
Oh wow, that's pretty good. Now, did you raise all the funds yourself for the movie, or how did the budget come out?
Yeah, I produced it, but we handled all of the resources independently.
Oh wow,
yeah,
that's a lot. That's a lot of work.
Yeah,
there's a lot of work. That's a high. You did a lot of. Just the action scenes could be expensive alone.
Well, that's right. I don't recommend it.
Tell us just the story behind the whole Persecuted.
Well, it plays as a classic political thriller.
Okay.
Washington thriller, but it's very simple. It's really about a man who is an evangelist, and he is facing an intrusive legislation that is called the Faith and Fairness Act, which sounds very good. It's a fictional piece of legislation, but it's to promote diversity and equality among interdenominationally about faiths, and but in the interest of national security, to try to bring all of these religions together. And it's even some of his colleagues, a U.S. senator, who is trying to get his endorsement, trying to get this evangelist behind it, and he stands up against it, and he says, I won't water down the gospel for any political agenda. And that really rubs some people the wrong way, and they go behind his back to try to defame and tear apart his credibility. And they do it by framing him in the murder of a young girl. So the headlines the next day are evangelist, murders a young girl. And can you think about something like that happening and what it would do to destroy the credibility of this evangelist? And he's really one of the last national figures standing up against this legislation. And so, he goes on the run to prove the truth, but also to expose the conspiracy, a lot of what's happening behind this scene. And there's a huge effort to try to silence him. And so it's one man against a big world, and it really makes for some high conflict and suspense to see will he make it out on the other end, and will he prove the truth?
Tell us about some of the cast members that you have for the film.
James Remar from Dexter and Django Unchained, and a ton of other great films. He's up there with Fred Thompson, who's from Die Hard and Law and Order. And in fact, he's one of the only actors that have ever starred in 2 major hit TV series at the same time, which is Law and Order. Bruce Davison from X-Men, Oscar-nominated actor. We also have Dean Stockwell, who's an iconic actor. Raul Trujillo, who's the stars of Apocalypto,
Yep.
made by Mel Gibson. And it's a really diverse cast. I think it's a tour de force out of in the form of a movie we haven't seen, a faith-based movie. Many of these actors have never done a faith-based movie, but they were into the gripping suspense of the story.
That's amazing. I know you're having a screenings the last couple of days.
We're having one screening tonight
Okay.
at 7 o'clock.
Yeah, I think I'm
And,
on that list.
we would really like to have you. It's the only advanced screening we are doing from now up until the release of the movie, so it's really a rare opportunity. I'm not doing a ton of screenings. I made it very clear I wanted only a very limited amount, so we would like you to be there, and then it premieres in theaters, 600 theaters nationwide,
Wow, that's
July
pretty good.
18th, and we hope that audiences will come out to see it.
And what do you want to inspire to the viewers?
Well, I hope that people can, first of all, enjoy the suspense and the journey and the ride of the movie. They'll feel something deeply relating to this character, what he's going through in the movie. And if at the end of the movie it opens up the question, a very simple question of, what would I do if that happened to me? Would I take the easy way out? Would I go the hard way and stand by what I believe?
That's awesome. That's awesome. Tell everybody where they could find the listings on the movies or the website that you have.
Yeah, persecutedmovie.com is where you can find information about the film. And in fact, you can punch in your zip code and see which theaters it's going to be released in your city. You can also go to a feature that says bring the movie to your city if you have a church or a city
Okay,
group.
that's a good idea.
And you want to bring a few more people out or commit to, just support the film. Or if the film's not being released in your town, and you commit to 50 tickets or whatever, 100 tickets, and that would guarantee that the movie's going to be released in your city. You fill out just a brief form. Someone from our team would contact you and say, hey, how can we make this work best, the theater closest to you? And that's where to do it, persecutedmovie.com. We're also on Facebook, facebook.com/persecutedmovie.
Okay.
And we're going to be providing all kinds of exclusive updates and opportunities there to get involved.
And the premiere, where's that going to be?
Well, we're doing a red carpet premiere in New York
All right.
on July 18th, and we're also doing a red carpet premiere in Los Angeles on July 16th. So it's going to be exciting. We're expecting some real interesting attendance.
Oh, wow.
those
This is the
events.
first red carpet for you guys as far as the movies that you've produced and stuff?
Well, yes, because this will be the first theatrical movie that I've released. So
Okay.
I think it'll be the first red carpet that we've done.
That's awesome. That's good. Whenever you get a Christian faith-based movie. Now, there's so many out there. I mean, they're starting to get a whole bunch, but I like the ones that have true heart, true character
Yeah.
in there and really bring the faith out. Just not making a Christian movie, but bringing a message with it. And,
Yeah.
and I believe this is going to be one of them.
Well, I think it's the real essence of what makes it a faith-based movie, and yet I think we've got an incredible challenge because we can't take a movie like this for granted, just like we can't take our faith or our freedoms for granted. We need people to vote with our box office dollars and make the effort to go see it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Appreciate you taking the time to be with us.
I appreciate it.
We'll be back with another great guest.